So today, let's talk about something really gentle. We're going to walk through a guide to journaling, specifically for anyone who's living with vision loss from macular degeneration. And right off the bat, I want to be clear, this is not about adding another chore to your day. It's about finding a really simple, really accessible way to just process your thoughts and feelings.
This quote, it just gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? That's the feeling. It's not always this big, dramatic thing. Sometimes it's this quiet, creeping feeling that the world is just getting a little bit harder to read. It captures that strain perfectly, and it's a really honest place for us to start.
And look, this is maybe the most important thing to remember through all of this. This is not homework. It's not another thing you have to be good at. The whole point is to offer a tool for relief, a private space where you don't have to pretend you're fine. It's about easing a burden, not adding a new one.
Okay, so let's talk about that world for a second. When you're living with AMD, your day is filled with these tiny negotiations, right? Always trying to find the right light, squinting at labels, trying to make out a loved one's face from across the room. It's this constant and honestly pretty invisible mental load.
And that's the real friction here, isn't it? The very thing that's supposed to help, writing down your thoughts, can become another source of frustration. So how do you build a practice that actually helps instead of just reminding you of the challenges you're trying to process? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack.
The big idea from our source material is actually wonderfully simple. It's this: stop trying to force one type of journaling to fit every single day. Instead, you match your approach to how your vision is on that specific day.
Okay, let's break this down, because it's a real game changer. Think of it like this. On your good vision days, your goal is to stock the pantry. You spend a few minutes, maybe 5 or 10, just capturing details and joys. But on the hard days, it's damage control. The goal is just to put a lid on a pot that's boiling over. We're talking 30 seconds, maybe a minute max. 2 totally different days, 2 totally different tools.
So on those clearer days, what you're really doing is creating a memory bank for yourself. You're capturing the good stuff, right? The specific things you saw that made you smile, a beautiful moment, something you were able to do. You're banking those positive memories so you can draw on them later.
Now, this is crucial. On the hard days, you scale way, way back. The goal isn't to write a novel. It's just about honesty and relief. Sometimes just putting a name to a feeling. Right now, I feel overwhelmed. And then identifying a need, and what I need is quiet. That alone can stop a worry spiral. One single sentence is a huge win.
And I really need you to hear this. Please let go of any pressure for your journal to be wrong or deep or poetic. One honest sentence can be an entire life raft when you're feeling adrift. Tiny absolutely counts. In fact, tiny is the whole point. And this simple practice of checking in, even in a tiny way, it starts to build on itself. And it leads us to something a bit deeper, which is how journaling can help us hold on to our sense of self when vision loss can make us feel like a stranger.
Because when the things you used to just do suddenly become hard, it's so natural for this question to pop up. It's that quiet, nagging voice in the back of your head. If I can't do the things I've always done, then who am I now?
Wow, this anecdote from the source material is it's heartbreakingly real. It shows how a physical change in your vision can literally change how the world sees you, or worse, how it stops seeing you. It can make you feel like you're being edited out of your own life. And this is where your journal can become a quiet act of rebellion. Using prompts like these helps you actively, consciously reclaim all the parts of you that vision loss can't touch. Your wisdom, your sense of humor, your values, your love. It's a space to remind yourself you're never just a pair of eyes to begin with. The journal is also just a safe space to name the grief. This simple, honest statement, I miss seeing faces across the table, it didn't cause a scene at dinner, it created connection. The source says the whole room just softened. Sometimes just naming the loss, without any drama, is the most powerful thing you can do. Okay, let's switch gears and get super practical. We all know asking for help can be really, really hard. So this section is all about how you can communicate what you need in a way that keeps your dignity and your sense of control intact. The genius of this is how simple and direct it is. What the source points out is that people who want to help you, they need clear instructions, not vague hints. A fuzzy request just creates frustration for everybody, but a clear, specific, time-boxed script like this makes it so easy for someone to say yes and to help you effectively. Now, let's talk about a few common traps.
It is so easy for a journal to just become a record of every bad day or a log of all your medical worries. But here's the big takeaway, and it's so powerful. If your journal is making you feel worse, the answer isn't to stop journaling. The answer is to change the prompts. You change the questions, not yourself.
Phew, okay, we've covered a lot of ground. So the big question is, where do you actually start? Well, the final idea here is to start with one single tiny action, something that's completely achievable.
And this is the whole philosophy. We are not aiming for some massive, overnight transformation. We are aiming for a small, sustainable practice that you can actually stick with, because consistency will always, always beat intensity. And here it is. This is your first step. And I mean, you can do this right now while you're listening in under 2 minutes. Just open your notes app or a notebook, title it Good Vision Days, and add these 3 lines. You don't even have to fill it out yet. Just creating the container, the home for future good moments is the whole step. And that brings us right back to where we started. Just remember, this isn't a performance. Your journal is not proof that you're handling it well or that you're being strong. It's simply a place for your thoughts, all of them, to land softly. It's a tool for kindness in a journey that already asks so much of you.